Most people out there are going to tell you that this is a tie-up between the Nike brand and Halloween, but I disagree. I think what Nike are doing is pulling a little fast one, and that this is actually a tie-up between the Nike brand and the Joker movie that is going big guns right now. Massive film right now out there with Joaquin Phoenix, and I think what they've done is they've thought, you know what, the Joker, bright greens, bright purples, bright oranges, these kind of clashy, bright popping colors. We don't have the copyright to drop a Joker shoe, but what we do have is the right and the ability to drop a Halloween shoe. So let's do that. Let's kind of ride the wave of the Joker movie colors and get in on there with this Halloween shoe. But that's not to say it's not absolutely stonkingly cool, because it is. It's a fire sneaker, and I'm glad to say that it's going to have a wide release, including here in Japan, I think, and I think it's going to be one of those sneakers that's going to really fly. It's not going to end up with a high, resale value or anything like that. But I do think people are going to be interested in the Nike SB Dunk Low Night of Mischief. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des. Mainichi Apsuru no de, Mainichi Mite Kudasai. Every single day I drop you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, sneaker reviews, and plus alpha. We're going all creative here at the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel and trying out new things and different things, and some of them aren't working and some of them are working tremendously well. Either way, I don't mind. I don't mind a little fail along the way. Take a little L every so often, because when you get L's, it helps you learn to turn them into W's. So we're being a bit creative. We're dropping some interesting content and style out there right now. I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy it and enjoy the ride. But for now, what we're doing is we're doing what I usually do, which is looking at an upcoming sneaker release. And in this case, it's a Nike SB Dunk Low Night of Mischief that we're looking at. I have reviewed maybe just one. Maybe I've only done one SB Dunk Low, which was the pandas, the pigeon pandas that dropped earlier this year in like February or so. So maybe this is just my second one. And I do feel the need to shout out to Fresh Kicks, an OG Butter Movement guy out there who's a massive SB Dunk Low guy. So I'm sure he'll be all over these guys when they drop on Halloween, which is interesting because people thought they might drop in the lead up to Halloween, but they're actually dropping on Halloween Day, which is kind of interesting because usually the hype dies as soon as the day finishes, and brands like Nike and Adidas want to get in on the hype on the way up instead of on the way down. So it's interesting that they're dropping these guys on October the 31st. But that being said, it is time to have a look at the details on this shoe, and there are a ton. There are an absolute bucket load. In fact, let's use British English. There are a shed load of little details on this sneaker that make it an absolute stonker, an absolute belter. The dog's bollocks. There you go. There's a metaphor I bet a ton of you out there don't know. In the UK, we say something's the dog's bollocks if it's a good thing. So these guys are the dog's bollocks. They're absolutely fire. I'm going to walk you through the details on them, and there are a lot. But first, it's a YouTube channel, and YouTube channels always ask you to subscribe. It's a big deal to us that we get subscribers and the channel grows. So please do hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that like as well. Smash that like, as Shoe Butter likes to say. Did I mention Shoe Butter in the playlist? Oh, I can't remember if I did or not. If I forgot to mention Shoe Butter in the playlist there, links in the description down below. Let's, now I've gone and messed up my routine as well, because always what I'm all over the place. Always what I do is I mention about subscribers in English and then immediately after that in Japanese, but now I've gone and mentioned about subscribers and then cut away, and then now I have to do it in Japanese, and I will do it in Japanese when I say Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Mada toroku shite nai kata ni zehi toroku wo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So anyway, right, let's have a look at these guys here. Now, the way I researched this shoe, the way I looked at it was, first and foremost, let's look at the base and get that out the way. The base color is it a deep charcoal or black? It is suede, and that provides the base for the rest of the shoe, the suede base of the rest of the shoe. And I want to get that out of the way, just that base of the upper and that tongue in either dark charcoal or black there, and suede on the upper, because all it does is hold the shoe together. But the other colors all link in together, and there's purple, green and orange. So we're going to look at this shoe in terms of its colors and start with the purple on there. And I think what I'll do is I'll start with the lining, which is it's a purple lining. There's nothing much more I need to say about it. And then come down to the laces. They're purple laces. There's not much more I need to say about them. But then we get into the detailing that's interesting. And I'll start all the way back at the heel because I really like it when SB Dunk Lows put something interesting back there. The pigeons, the pandas, that kind of thing. And in the case of these guys, it's a purple embroidered, I think, spider on the heel back there that matches that lining, and it matches the laces on there. It's one of the coolest little features on this sneaker that I like very, very much. But then as you kind of find you come down from the laces, or you come forward from the spider branding on the heel, you come past the swoosh, and you can see emblazoned behind the swoosh there is a purple spider web as well, which matches that lining, those laces, and the spider on the heel. So that's your 4 hits of purple on these guys. Moving on from them, I think I'll go on to orange, since we're right beside the swoosh where that purple web is behind the swoosh. You've got that orange swoosh there. Nice, very fine piece of detailing. And then I think I'll nip down to the outsole, because the outsole, in the middle of the outsole, there's a panel that's in that same orange color there. And the panel and the swoosh are just, bog standard. There's nothing special about them. But the final orange place that we want to look at is that toe box on there. It's a cool toe box for a start that it's in orange. But the little ventilation holes on there give it a jack-o'-lantern feel. And it's a real cool attention to detail, piece of attention to detail that I really appreciate. So if you look real close, and I'm sure I've chucked a picture, as I usually do, behind me here to show you how those ventilation holes across the toe box have been inserted in such a way to give it a sort of feel or an idea of a jack-o'-lantern. Again, it's a really cool feature, a really nice element of this shoe. So the last color is green, and the green detailing on here is much more subtle, but no less interesting. And you start with the outsole, which is predominantly that green. I did mention the orange inlay in the mid-foot area on that outsole, but the green outsole is predominantly a green outsole. And again, as with the other 3 colors, it's just a standard element of the shoe. But then in other places, it's got a unique sort of thing going on. The first place we want to look at that is up on the tongue, where you can see the Nike branding on there, and it's the swoosh is kind of dripping down in a sort of Halloween ghoul feel, and it's just a tiny little detail, but it's those kind of tiny details I like there, that sort of splash effect going on there with the swoosh. And speaking of splash, let's just talk about Splash I'm Drippy, who's got a great sneaker channel. He's a serviceman from America, but he's based in Korea right now. So Splash I'm Drippy, respect to you, brother. And I'm glad that I could use the word splash in my video and then shout your channel out. And hopefully I'll remember to, you know what I'll try and do. I've never done this before. And your buddy's Shoes Up Sleeves Down, and our buddy, I should say, Shoes Up Sleeves Down, he did it for me once, where he put a link to my channel in one of the cards. They're called cards, the links up here. So I'm going to try and do that for Splash. I'll try and put his channel link up here, so it's easy for you, the viewers out there, to go and support one of the servicemen who are out there doing their duty to keep the world a better place. So appreciate you, Splash. Appreciate your channel. Glad to shout you out in the name of these Night of Mischief with their little splash on the tongue there. And then the final place that we're going to look at the green is on the heel, where the heel branding is no longer Nike. Very small little splash of heel branding, splash I'm drippy, splash, heel branding on there, where it says trick on one of the shoes and treat on the other. I haven't actually seen the word treat in photographs or anything yet, but I've read that it says trick on one and treat on the other, which does make sense. It would be weird if it said trick on both or treat on both. And it is again in that green color. And that, as a total effect of this sneaker, I really, really appreciate. I really like that the 3 colors are balanced in that some of them, some of the green is just standard coloring on the sneaker, but some of it is actually like unique branding or unique design elements, like the trick or treat on the back of the heel, or the purple lining, purple laces. That's just standard, but then you've got the web and the spider, and then with the orange, that midfoot and swoosh, which is just kind of standard. But then when you go to the toe box and that jack-o'-lantern feel, so I really dig that sort of standard coloring bit, but then the unique kind of branding or detailing coloring bit. I think they've done a great job on that. All in all, I think it's a really cool shoe. I reviewed the Batman Converse sneakers last week. And I said about them that I thought people would like them, but wouldn't buy them. They'd pick them off the shelf and look at them and go, oh, that's cool, and then put it back on the shelf. These guys, I'm not so sure. I've got a feeling that because of all the SB guys out there, that they're going to sell and sell well, even though they're saying it's going to be quite a broad release. I think these are still going to sell and sell pretty well. So it's a cool shoe. I'm really happy to talk to you about it today. I like it when a shoe comes out with a lot of little details on it. It gives me confidence in the brand that they've taken the time to build a cool shoe, and they're not just in it for the money. It's they're taking a little bit of extra effort on behalf of the consumer, and I appreciate that when that happens. And it definitely happened in this shoe. Okay, it's time for me to sign off. A quick just sort of shout out to the Butter Movement. Shoe Butter and I in constant contact, talking about ways to make the channel more creative and bring new stuff to the channel. Also him sending me up footage from the shoe department from time to time. Grateful for that, grateful for all the Butter Movement supporters out there. Hopefully the channel will continue to grow into the future, and we will be able to do these interesting and creative things. So Butter Movement guys, thank you for your support. Regular viewers, thank you for the support. People who are new to the channel, hitting that subscribe button down below, thank you for your support. For now though, it's time for me to sign off, and as I do this every single day, I get to say at the end of every single one of my videos that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.